Everybody, we are going to start with gas stoves. They've been in the news because a member of the Consumer Product Safety Commission cited a new study that detailed this link between gas stoves and childhood asthma. That commissioner floated the idea of future regulation, maybe even a ban if they're found to be dangerous. We'll hear from an air purification expert about all of this in a moment. We talked to her earlier today, but first, should you worry that the government's going to come in and make you get rid of your gas stove, as some have suggested? For instance, there is this tweet from New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, who claims that President Biden is going after your gas stoves. First, you should know that the Consumer Product Safety Commission is independent from the White House, and this was just one member talking about the potential danger when it comes to gas stoves. The commission's chairperson actually put out this statement saying, "I am not looking to ban gas stoves, and the CPSC has no proceedings to do so." So back to Stefanik's tweet claiming the president's coming for your stove. Here's how the White House responded to that.
The president does not support banning gas stoves, and the Consumer Product Safety Commission, which is independent, is not banning gas stoves. So just want to be very clear on that.
All right, so that part of this aside, the Consumer Product Safety Commissioner who started all of this, Richard Trumka Jr., who you see there, has pointed out that his organization wouldn't have the power to go into people's homes and remove current appliances. Any changes or even a potential ban would be for newly manufactured products. Here's how he explained it to CNN.
We are not looking to go into anyone's homes and take away items that are already there. We don't do that. And people feel very strongly about this issue, and they're free to make choices with what they keep in their homes. By trying to educate the public on this, we want to make sure people make informed decisions that are right for them.
So he talks there about educating the public. Trumka has referenced research that shows hundreds of thousands of child asthma cases are tied to gas stoves. Is that true? It's a big question at the heart of all of this, and Ron Jones from our Verify team takes a look tonight.
Can 12.7% of childhood asthma cases be tied to that common appliance? Our sources are studies published in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health and the International Journal of Epidemiology, the American Housing Survey, the CDC, and the American Gas Association. So there have been several studies published about this. Most recently, a peer-reviewed study published last month found that 12.7% number, and they used data from the American Housing Survey, estimating that gas stoves are used in more than a third of all U.S. homes. And 2018 data from the CDC says about 1 in 12 children has asthma. Crunch the numbers, and you're going to get about 650,000 kids with asthma that could be attributed to gas stoves. However, the American Gas Association released this statement right here saying the number does not reflect a real-life appliance usage, emissions rates, or exposures, and does not consider other contributing factors.
And again, here in Western New York, this problem would be even more acute because so many people use gas stoves. So it really brings us to the question, if you do have a gas stove and you're potentially worried about all of this, what can you do about it? Well, today I talked with Stacy Malashevsky with Austin Air Systems. The company makes air purification machines and partnered with Johns Hopkins University to do an independent test to make sure that their air purifiers remove the potentially harmful nitrogen dioxide that can come from a gas stove.
What we found was that the NO2 in the home was significantly decreased and reduced just by deploying an Austin Air filter. I'm a parent. I have a daughter with asthma. I have two units running, one in the dining room and one in the kitchen, and I do have a gas stove. And yes, I personally do feel confident in having that air purifier in the kitchen because it is pulling out the NO2. This is the reason why we did the study, was because yes, NO2 does impact breathing, 100%. So by looking at, okay, what are the other options? Yes, you can, I guess, get rid of your stove. But if you don't want to get rid of your stove, are you doomed? I don't think so. Like I said, I have them in my home. I have a child with asthma, and I'm not.
All right, so one option there. Stacy added that all of the research into this has been pretty thorough and dating back decades. In fact, there is this report, a few dozen pages long, from 2020 by the Rocky Mountain Institute and some other organizations. Took kind of a broad approach and examined 40 years worth of different studies and evidence into all of this and found a clear correlation between gas stoves and childhood asthma. So truth is, this isn't new. It's just getting attention now because of what that Consumer Product Safety Commission member said, sparking this renewed conversation about safety and kind of your rights and what you want to have in your own home.